Protein, fibre, and good fats are crucial for the development of a child. However, there are some other nutrients that ideally should be included. In most cases where your child has a balanced diet, they will probably be getting enough. Unfortunately, there are many foods that may be looked upon as healthy, and in fact they don't contain what is actually needed. We all need a variety of vitamins and minerals to encourage the healthy functioning of cells and organs, promote strong physical and mental growth, as well as reduce the risk of behavioural and other issues. There are 5 crucial minerals children should consume every day to give them the best start in life and for the future. Let's look at 5 minerals that boost immunity, promotes healthy bone growth, and is necessary for brain development. Iron. If a child is deficient in iron, this can cause behavioural and concentration problems. Iron is crucial for energy production, immunity, gastrointestinal processes, and regulation of body temperature. Most importantly, iron is in hemoglobin, the component in red blood cells that carries oxygen to the rest of the body. Without enough iron, oxygen cannot effectively circulate throughout the rest of the body, resulting in organs and cells malfunctioning. Babies tend to get a good amount of iron in breast milk and/or milk formula, but when they are weaned off it, they need to consume foods that have good levels of iron in them. If your child has a diet based mainly around carbohydrates, they could run the risk of being deficient in iron. The other tricky part to this is that dairy can decrease the absorption of iron, irritating the stomach lining and causing small amounts of iron to be lost in the stools. One of the key points to ensure adequate absorption of this essential mineral is to avoid consuming dairy foods when eating iron-rich foods. Vitamin C helps the absorption of iron, so including vegetables like carrots and sweet potato with the protein meal is ideal. And for some children, this may not be necessary. This is more for cases with children that have intolerance to dairy. Meat. Enriched grains, beans and tofu are perfect protein and iron sources, accompanied by foods like broccoli, tomatoes or strawberries for dessert. Most people know that red meat is high in iron. However, it is not ideal for children or adults to have too much red meat. As I always say, most things in moderation. So, what are the other options? 1 cup of soybeans contains a whopping 8.8 milligrams of iron. Cooking them up and mashing them with potato or sweet potato can be a useful way of introducing them into the diet. And they certainly don't need a whole cup. Even a small handful contributes to the overall intake. About a cup of tofu is around 3.3 milligrams. And of course, both products are great sources of protein and fibre. Lentils, peas, nuts and seeds, leafy greens, potatoes, mushrooms, whole grains and quinoa are other sources that contribute to the overall iron intake. Now, children can be very fussy when it comes to foods like this, so mixing them with other foods can make it a little easier to get it in the diet. It is recommended 7 to 12 month-year-olds get 11 milligrams, 1 to 3-year-olds 7 milligrams, 4 to 8-year-olds 10 milligrams, 9 to 13 8 milligrams, and anything older 15 milligrams. You may have noticed that infants need more iron. This is because in the early development stages, it is critically important for the production of new red blood cells, muscle cells, and brain development. Calcium. The importance of consuming calcium is nothing new. We all know it is the building blocks for bones and teeth. We only get one chance to get it right, and getting enough calcium in when they are young greatly reduces the risk of bone problems later in life. Calcium is the most abundant mineral in the human body. Not only necessary for bones, your muscles require it for movement, for neurons to carry messages to the brain, and for a strong heart. Vitamin D and calcium go hand in hand. Like iron and vitamin C, calcium needs vitamin D to increase the bioavailability of this crucial mineral. Children only need about 10 minutes in the sun a day to get enough vitamin D to boost absorption. It is recommended children should limit the intake of dairy to around 2 cups a day in order to get enough calcium, while some children may need to limit that even more due to allergies and other issues that can arise from consuming a lot of dairy. Which is why consuming a range of calcium-enriched foods is top-notch. There's no need to worry if dairy is an issue. Green leafy vegetables, and including spinach. Unfortunately with spinach, it is very high in calcium, however, the body cannot digest it all. It does just digest a certain amount, so spinach can still contribute. Nuts, tofu, seafood, Greek yogurt, and broccoli are good sources of calcium. Eggs provide a double whammy, as they contain both calcium and vitamin D. Low-fat Greek yogurt is a fantastic source of calcium, and even some children that cannot tolerate other forms of dairy may be able to tolerate this type of yogurt. Greek yogurt has less lactose and is more easily digested than other forms of dairy. Just make sure whey protein concentrate isn't on the ingredient list. A half a cup of Greek yogurt provides around 200 milligrams and a full cup 400 milligrams. Yogurt can also be flavoured with fruit and fruit purees, poured into small ice block containers and frozen in the fridge, or spoon some in a smoothie. Instead of them just getting a cup of yogurt, children can make this a fun treat that they can experiment with the flavours. Green leafy vegetables like kale may be tolerated more by drizzling olive oil over it and roasting them in the oven to make kale chips or adding them to a smoothie. Children ages 1 to 3 need 700 milligrams, 4 to 8-year-olds 1000 milligrams, 9 to 18-year-olds 1300 milligrams. Zinc. Zinc is one of the most important minerals for growing bodies, required for building new tissues, healthy growth, normal functioning of the immune system, and the development of reproductive organs and the brain. Children ages 1 to 3 need around 3 milligrams. 4 to 8-year-olds need only 5 milligrams, and 9 to 13-year-olds require 8 milligrams. Although this amount may seem small, it is not uncommon for children to be deficient. When children are lacking in calcium or zinc, white spots can appear on the nails, and worst case scenario, it can restrict growth and decrease resistance to infections. Zinc is also important for the regulation of hormones. Red meat, potatoes, nuts, legumes, seeds, whole grain cereals, and a superfood, eggs, contain good levels of zinc. Meat and seafood are the best sources of zinc. And don't tell the kids, but for an occasional treat, a 100-gram bar of 70% dark chocolate or higher contains 3.3 milligrams of zinc. Not to say to consume this daily, but every now and then doesn't hurt. Half a cup of baked beans has 2.9 milligrams, 3 ounces of chicken has 2.4 milligrams, and 1 cup of milk has 1 milligram of zinc. Selenium. Selenium is an essential mineral to help with the creation of antioxidant enzymes, enables the stimulation of antibodies after immunizations, and aids in the proper functioning of hormone levels in conjunction with zinc. Children need 20 micrograms from ages 1 to 3. Children ages 4 to 8 need 30 micrograms, and 9 to 13-year-olds need 40 micrograms a day. Selenium deficiency is rare, and popping just 1 Brazil nut in a shake or finely grinding it and sprinkling it over yogurt and other foods well and truly covers their daily dose. Brazil nuts contain around 60 to 90 micrograms. So even just half of Brazil nut does you really good. Probiotics. Prebiotics and probiotics aid in the digestion of nutrients and boost beneficial bacteria in the gut. This has a twofold benefit. Good bacteria reduces the risk of developing bowel issues, and in particular, pre- and probiotics improve the absorption of other nutrients. In some cases, children may not be absorbing all these goodies. Thus, you may be providing a healthy diet, yet for various reasons the absorption of them is not taking place, particularly in cases of toddler diarrhea and in food allergies and intolerances. Ensuring they have a healthy gut flora will increase the absorption and benefits. Garlic, onions, asparagus, bananas and flax seeds are some good sources of prebiotics, and you can also purchase probiotic yogurt. It is recommended that children get these nutrients in via food rather than supplement form. Some supplements are not bioavailable, so even though it might state on the bottle all of these nutrients, the body may not absorb them effectively. So, how do you sneak in those goodies they need? Comment below your favourite recipes that the kids love. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification to stay updated when I release another video. Thanks for watching.